there are expectations for the Steelers because they were in the playoffs last year and they had a ham sandwich as a quarterback. So in my mind,
ham sandwich?
Yes, that's what Mason Rudolph, the ham sandwich.
It's because he got clubbed by his own helmet.
Yes, he's
Thanks,
turned
Miles.
into, yeah.
We're talking NFL this week.
Yes.
Most specifically,
Yeah.
I'm hearing talk around everywhere about how the Philadelphia Eagles are potentially already going to win. How, the Kansas City Chiefs are going to three-peat. What is the teams, top 5, and put it up right now, here's Buford Sports, top 5 teams most likely to underperform that are overrated right now? Mike, starting off with the Philadelphia Eagles are probably the most overrated team there is in the NFL.
And you
Changed
think they're
my mind.
overrated? Why?
Changed my mind.
Well, they brought in a guy who I think might be the best running back in football, has never run behind a competent offensive line or a quarterback or anything. Maybe the best pass ever thrown by a Giants player during Saquon Barkley's tenure was by Odell Beckham Jr. So I will say that, Dirk. Saquon Barkley, in and of itself, could be a complete game changer for the Eagles. Not to mention, they've locked up some players. I know that you've got some departures. I know that obviously Jason Kelce retiring is a big loss. But I still think the talent on that team is immense.
Free agent.
Well, you and your free agents, get out of here. I think it's still very sunny in Philadelphia, Dirk. I'm not worried about the Eagles in this one.
Saquon Barkley is going to probably get hurt at some point this season. Then you're back to the likes of Boston Scott and non-phenomenal Philly running offense that we've seen time and time again. Okay?
Yeah.
A.J. Brown just got paid. I think he'll underperform this year. You haven't really seen what you wanted out of Smith, especially with where they took him in the draft. And you know what? They're still on the back of everything in that offense being an RPO offense, and I think teams are starting to figure that out. Look, I think this coach might be the most on the hot seat out of anyone, besides maybe McCarthy in Dallas, right? So two NFC teams having some coaches high on the hot seat. It's burning. It's getting hot. Is it boiler? Are we sitting? They're sitting on the boiler yet?
No, they're going to be on fire this year.
No!
Just wait and see.
No!
I will give you a surprise, maybe even a shock team. Okay, for the most likely to underperform, the San Francisco 49ers.
Wow. Okay.
I think that there is still that outside chance. First of all, Christian McCaffrey, an injury to McCaffrey, or even just him being banged up for much of the year, totally changes your trajectory with that team. Deebo Samuel has been injury prone the last couple seasons, but Dirk, I still think there's a shot that Purdy isn't as good next year.
Yeah, you and Chris Sims saying that he's only number 17.
I'm in great company if I'm with Chris Sims on anything.
Yeah, great.
Let me take this call, Dirk. It's another spam call. Spam number. Let me tell you something. The San Francisco 49ers are probably going to underperform this year. You heard it first from the Buford Sports Network.
Okay.
Hanging up.
Other team that's going to underperform this year.
Yeah.
Okay. Minnesota Vikings. I've seen
How can they underperform?
Because I've seen people saying that they're going to win 8 games this year. They're not going to win 8 games.
They're the Vikings.
They're going to be lucky to win 3, man.
Yeah.
They are going to be at the bottom of the barrel. It's bad. It's so bad. Tampa Bay underperformed.
Yeah, that's
Tampa
like I
Bay.
say, watch out. The Denver Broncos might underperform this year. I think you're probably right. I don't know that the Vikings are going to be that good.
No.
Let's see. One other team.
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. I was going there too. Someone in the AFC North is not going to be as good as people think they are. I think the Bengals are probably the best pick on that because I don't know that the roster is the most well-rounded. Pittsburgh could be if Russ is also a disaster too.
No one has any expectations.
They do. I mean,
they don't.
They were in the playoffs last year.
Only because of Tomlin.
But who was their quarterback?
Oh, dude, did you see that Madden has Fields listed as a punt returner?
Yeah, I did see that. My thing is this. I think there are expectations for the Steelers because they were in the playoffs last year and they had a ham sandwich as a quarterback. So in my
Ham
mind,
sandwich?
yes, that's what Mason Rudolph, the ham sandwich.
It's because he got clubbed by his own helmet.
Yes, he's
Thanks,
turned
Miles.
into So, all things considered, Dirk, I think the Steelers still are probably going to be pretty good, but they could be a team to watch out for. I'm going to say this.
Final on this list for me. Okay?
Yeah.
Final on this list is the Chargers. Everybody's hyped about Harbaugh. But do you remember the last time the Chargers were number 1 in offense, number 1 in defense? They only went 9-7 and lost in the playoffs?
I do. I don't see how that relates to this
Because
year's
they're
team,
perpetually underperforming. This
They are the
team
Chargers.
is going to return to its roots of the Superchargers. We got to play that like that. They might have one of the best theme songs. Do you know what I'm saying?